Hello everyone, how are you today? It's Kay. So sorry I was a bit late because I was getting ready to do this live stream after the GTS today. So yeah, hold on. Oh, can you see myself? Looks like video is disabled for some reason. So hold on, let me adjust this camera again. I don't know why it's not showing my face on the camera. Let's see. All right, hold on, let's see. I think I have to add another camera myself. So hold on, let me do this again. We go to video capture, create new. Looks like camera is not working for some reason. Let me see. Yeah, looks like it's not working. Can you see myself? I think no, right? Yeah, that is strange. It never happened like this, but this is the first time the camera doesn't work. Oh. That's strange. Hold on, let's see. Maybe I have done something with this setting, probably. Can you see the screen right now? The screen itself is working, right? But I think camera is not working only. Yes. Yeah, for some reason it doesn't show. That is strange. I think this is the first time it happens like this. So I'm sorry about the issue. Not showing my face today. But seems like it's not working. So probably I will just do this by voice only. In the meantime, I keep working on the issue. But if not, then probably I will just do it by voice only. Or maybe I will... Let me try again to change the setting here. Okay, how is this now? Yeah, this one doesn't work either. Sorry about the issue. Yeah, video doesn't work and it never happened before. So let me reboot. And but if I reboot, then I have to recreate the live stream and it might confuse people. So yeah, today let's just do it by the voice only. So that will be like the radio session today. I'm sorry about the issue, but I do see people joining here. Thank you for joining, everyone. Great to see you here on this Saturday on the 20th of November. Today, so I do see Alex and Krongwat, Roge and Gary, Levinas and Hanif and Professor Flavio and Milos, Archback, And yeah, living us again. DJ Yadi, thank you for joining. And Mehdi, good to see you. Oh, Mehdi, you're the first time on the live stream. I'm sorry about not showing my face in the first time on the joining live stream. Sorry about that. But yeah, the video camera is not working today, so I just do it by voice. The radio session is today. Yeah, sorry about this. But thank you for joining. So I hope you enjoy the video show, live radio show until the end today. Right, Lawrence and Master Off, thank you for joining. Irving, Neil, and Zebro, Wong, and William, good to see you. All right, so yeah, so let's start today's live stream. In today's topic is, as the title says, what would you relate trading with? So how would you relate the trading with is today's topic. You know, we can relate the trading with anything. Like you can talk about the trading itself with something else, or we can discuss the risk management to relate with something else, capturing the trending market, or looking for the trading edge to relate something else. But today's topic is about to expand ourselves in imagination and see charts, see tradings with other examples so that we can understand the market and also the trading from different angle as today's topic. Because yeah, because this is Saturday and the market's closed, so this is just open discussion on any topics. So yeah, just before starting here, as a quick disclaimer, this information today is basically based on my own experience and knowledge. So when you take trades, please do add your own risk. And also, since this is live stream, if you can please follow the guidelines, rules, that would be great. Okay, so I have actually thought of some of the examples that I can relate the trading with, and there is a list. So let me show my notepad, and because I have prepared some topics today, so these are some of the things I relate with the trading. So one is driving a car. All right, thank you for joining, everyone. Good to see you again. Sorry, the video camera is not working today, so this is a radio session live. But I hope you enjoy until the end of the live stream today. All right, so first, I pick driving a car that I relate with trading, because you know, when you drive a car, everybody's newbie, and we try to learn how to drive, how to turn right, how to turn left, how to back, and how to stop, and how to turn, and yeah, how to drive, basically. We learn from scratch, and I think learning process is very much the same as driving a car. Because for example, like when you drive a car first, you have to put the seatbelt. So in my mind, the seatbelt is very much the same as stop loss. So that's one, because when you drive on the highway, you might crash your car, you might have some accident, and if you don't have any stop loss, if you don't have any seatbelt, then you might get injured very bad. So stop loss, in a sense, is a seatbelt for myself when I think about trading. So that's one. And also, let's say like how you drive. How you drive is like myself, it's like which time frame to trade. I mean trading style. So how you drive a driving style is like trading style. So depending on where you want to go, how far you want to go, you change your trading style. So recently in the Forex pairs, I've seen that no trends in the daily charts, and I've seen some pairs trending in the forward charts, but most likely they are trending in the 1 hour chart. So when I see only 1 hour charts trending in a day, then I take 1 hour to follow the trend on that day. So if I don't see any trend directions in the daily chart, then I drop down to the lower time frames to trade. So I change my trading style depending on the changing markets. So that's like the same as how you drive. Because when you drive on the local road, you have to go slow. But when you drive on the highway, you can't go slow. You have to go fast. So that's like the same. Depending on what kind of road you ride, you drive, you have to change your trading style, driving style. So that's another one that I think is kind of similar to trading. And also, let's see. In terms of driving a car, I have actually created a video in the past about the mental strategy, mindset, and that's on this video. The title was, which one is the most important strategy, money management or the risk management? And this is part of the trading strategy or mindset related topic. But I was talking about this on this video. I talk about who is driver, what's the speed, and what is the passenger in trading when you drive a taxi. So it says already here, but driver is a strategy, because strategy actually, strategy actually takes you to the destination where you want to go. Whether it's a trending market, you have the target by the strategy, or stop loss by the strategy, and when to enter, when to exit by the strategy. So driver on taxi is like the strategy. So I have to add taxi on the list also. But yeah, so driver is like a strategy on trading, because it actually takes you to the destination. So simply by following your own system, your own strategy, then basically on that strategy you take trades. And you never go against the strategy is the key. You have to be disciplined, and you have to be confident enough to follow the strategy. So that's the driver in taxi example. And the speed is a risk, so to speak. Speed is a risk because depending on how fast you go or how slow you go, how fast you get to the destination will be different. But if you go faster, then the risk for the car crash will be higher. And when the car crash, you might get injured, and the chance for the injury will be a bit higher, depending on the speed. So in that sense, speed is a risk, so to speak. But drivers know the speed, how fast he has to go, how slow he has to go. Driver knows it. So basically, we have to depend on the strategy. But here's the key. What is yourself? Who is yourself? Are you the driver, or are you the speed, or are you the passenger? And like I mentioned on this video, the passenger is yourself. Sometimes you might misunderstand that you are the driver, but actually you are not. Strategy is a driver, and you are the passenger. So so sometimes strategy says you to go, and then you go. And strategy says you to stop, and then you better stop. and there will be no emotion. You have to do it rationally and logically and subjectively, totally depending on the strategy. So you have to have a good driver, you have to have a good strategy, otherwise he's gonna give you some wrong information, wrong decisions. But as long as you have the stable strategy and the proved strategy, then you can be a passenger, just relax in the back seat and enjoy the view until the car gets to the destination. So that's my knowledge in the past that I talked about it in the past video session. So I can also relate the trading with taxi driver also like this. So when you think about the trading, when you think about trading all day, every day, you might be overwhelmed. So sometimes you can step back and relate trading with something else. In this way, you can be more creative, and also you might have other ideas of how to improve and how to create your own strategy, and also how to be confident on your own strategy. So today is just exercise of how you can relate the trading with something else. So that was taxi analogy. And also I sometimes relate the trading as surfing, because myself, I use Ichimoku Kinko Hyo and I look for a trending market. So in that way, I relate my trading strategy as surfing. So, I used to surf and bodyboard when I was in Los Angeles, and I was waiting for the wave to come, but we're not sure when the wave comes. But whenever the wave comes, we just take it and ride on it. But sometimes the wave is too small to ride. In that way, you have to pass it and wait for the next wave. Or simply you go to the place where the wave, you can capture the wave nicely and ride on the wave. So trend follow is like surfing. Whenever you see a big wave or small wave comes in the market, then you just follow it until it ends. So surfing is like following a trend direction. So that's another analogy that I like to use whenever I see market follow the trend strategies. So but sometimes when you are in the sea and you wait for the wave all day, sometimes it doesn't come. In that case, you just forget about it and come back to the ocean tomorrow. So that's like the same. We can't control the nature and we can't control the market. So simply we have to follow the strategy and take trades accordingly. And that's all we can do basically. So that's the surfing analogy. And also I relate the trading as fishing, because when I talk about the fishing, also you have to wait for the fish to come, otherwise you just let it go. So I think we can talk about the trading with other examples like this, many examples, but these are all the only few examples of mine. For fishing also, you wait for the fish to come, but if you can't catch a fish, then you might either let it go and come back home, or you go to other spot and look for the fish on the new spot, which means on the new market, you look for the trending markets. So that's like the same also. So yeah, these are the things that I just come up in my mind. But yeah, let me hear some of you. If you can think about something else, please write it in the chat. and we can talk about it today, just for fun. So let's see. Alright, so let me come back to some comments now in the chat. Orvin says, before I used to think of trading as strategy game, but realized it's more like riding a bike and learning to keep balance and control yourself. Yeah, that's a nice analogy too, the bike. Driving a car or driving a bike is also the same. And this is also true in riding a bike, is that before you become confident, before you become profitable, you trip over and you have many injuries. You have many bruises and injuries. But after you are able to ride the bike, then you never trip over and you can just ride however you like. So same is applied in trading. Like you can take a trade when you're newbie, and sometimes you can make profits, but in the long term you might be losing. So it's like you're still learning to ride a bicycle in that stage. But once you are able to ride a bike, once you are able to make profits in monthly basis or yearly basis, then you can't come back to the age where you were losing. It's like the same. So once you master it, then you never lose it. It's, I think, the same as riding a bike. But until then, it might be painful, it might be frustrating, it might be, like angry. But after you master it, then you never lose it, and nobody can take it, and that's also important. If you're working at the company, for example, and when the boss says you're fired, then you might have to leave the company. But this is trading, and unless the market goes away, you can keep trading if you have PC and internet, and that's the same analogy. Like once you master it, then nobody can take it. And that's a lifetime skill that everybody has to master in some other ways. So yeah, that's also a good analogy. So let me see. Alex says, I agree with you, have to be patient and follow the rules, be disciplined when learning to drive, same as trading. Yes. Yeah, rules and discipline is important. You have to stop when the signal is turning red, right? You never go, otherwise you will crash. And you never stop when the sign is green, on the other hand. If you stop when the green sign, then you crash. When it's green sign, then you have to go. And before you turn right, you have to turn signal. Before you take a left, you have to turn signal to take a left. So these are the basic rules, and you have to follow it by discipline. In Forex, you have to follow it more strictly than driving a car. But yeah, so until then you have to practice. I think demo account trading is like simulator of driving a car. So like I will add this one also, like demo trade is like a simulator to drive. And when you drive on the real market, when you drive in the real world, and that will be trading the real market with the real money, like that. So I think these are also similar analogy. So you will feel less pain when you take trades by demo account. You won't feel pain because even if you lose, if it's on real money, then you don't feel pain, you don't feel frustration. But when it's real money, then you feel pain, frustration, and anger a lot. Because it's a real road and you are driving the real car. So it's like the same also. Alex says, all we can do is to be ready for the wave. Yeah, fishing is the patience. Yeah, exactly. Fishing requires patience also. So, yeah, so patience is required. This is also about psychology, but patience is required when you are waiting for the reward to come. But when you are not waiting for the reward, then you don't have to be patient. You just, you know, when the fishing, when you're in the boat, you just, how to say it, like you just, put the strings into the sea and just wait. You can just, talk with your friend. You can just, maybe play game. You can just eat lunch or whatever until the fish actually bites the needle. But if you are really wanting the fish, then patience might be required. So depending on the different psychology state, patience level, required patience level will also be different. So in a sense, we have to be patient to wait for the trading edge to come. But at the same time, I think we have to let it go of the profitable trades. We have to let it go of our greed from the market so that we can reduce the level of patience, and then your performance will get much better. And you can trade in the long term. That is also important. So I think patience is also important, and it relates to the fishing. Yeah. So it's fun, right? It's fun to think about like this in trading with different examples, different, different analogy, so that we can think about the trading from different angles like this way. So I like to do this sometimes. So when I just walk in the town, sometimes I relate, like I was actually on the Dubai Mall and watching these fish swimming on the swimming pool, and yeah, I was actually thinking about riding the flow, just like the fish. So let's see, Archback, welcome, and Kush, thank you for joining. And everyone, sorry today the video camera is not working, so this is a radio session today, live. Yeah, but I hope you enjoyed the radio show until the end today. So let's see. Gary says, poker, you have a plan, you are patient, waiting for the right hand. Even then, sometimes you will lose. That's true. Yeah, even if you wait for a good cards to come, you will be still losing. Yeah, so poker or a gamble is also very much related to trading. Yeah, even if you wait for a good cards, and even if you have the good card on your hand, sometimes you lose. So basically that's the game of the probability, and also expected reward ratio. If the expected reward is higher on the game, then it's worth the play, because the more you play, most likely the more you win. But if the expected payoff ratio is worse than 50, then you will most likely lose. So it's all about the probability also, and risk management. All right, hello Sagara, good to see you. Thank you for the comment. So yeah, let's see. Yeah, I used to gamble also when I was in Japan. I don't talk much about it, but I used to gamble. There was in Japan there's a pinball place, and I used to play that. And first time I was losing, and but it was fun, and I wanted to find a way to win. So I was losing, but as I play, I was watching around other people, how they play the pinballs. And sometimes I've seen people get so emotional when they lose, and also they get discouraged when they lose all the money in a day. So sometimes they lose like $1,000 per day, and that's very painful for them. But yeah, it happens on the gambling, on this casino in Japan. So yeah, I used to play that, and I was losing. And as I lose, I thought about, so let's just sit on one of the tables and just watch around the people and how they behave, what kind of tables they pick, and how they lose. I monitor them, and I have investigated, and I took some memos on how they lose. And I found the losing pattern of them, and I went against the losing patterns of them. And then I start to win the game. So the typical losing patterns is that, for example, this is like it's like a pinball games. So there is a counter on the upside, and you can see how many balls the previous players were playing. So there's a counter, and people think that, let's say, if the counter exceeds 1,000, then most likely this table will win soon. And that's a psychology. Like in average, you will get the big winner around 300 or 400 counter. But if it exceeds like 1,000 or more, then that means that counter is not winning the whole time. So when people see that, people think that when they win, when they pull the win, then that will be a very big win. So people keep sitting on the table, and people keep losing, and the counter keeps going up, and no one wins until the end of the day. So I figured it, and I decided to sit on tables where the counter is less, and also the win rate is higher on the tables, instead of going these 1,000 of counters on the tables. And then I started to win, and that's one of the examples. And sometimes there are patterns of losing, like when they put like let's say $300, and then usually they lose, and then they leave the shop. When they, in average, when they lose $200 to $300 in USD, then they leave the shop, because I think most likely that's the budget. But afterwards, after they leave, sometimes there will be a big winner comes. So because I think that's psychology also. Like when you watch charts, then there's no trend, but when you leave, there are trends. So it's like the same psychology. So as I watch these tables, and when they leave the table, and then I take the table, and then I used to win like that. So that's also another example. So like this, I think gambling, including poker, of these pinballs, I think the same as trading. Like and also like looking for the Starbucks. So I would just put the Starbucks here. So like when you look for the Starbucks to purchase coffee, then it's not there. But when you are not looking for Starbucks, then it's there. So Starbucks or post office post office or what else? Maybe McDonald's? I'm not a big fan of McDonald's, but sometimes when you look for these shops, it's not there. Or maybe taxi. When you look for taxi, it's not there. But when you're not looking for it, it's always there. So that's like psychology also. So what you can do is, when you look for Starbucks and it's not there, so simply you keep looking for it until it shows up. Now you have map in mobile, so you can just search Google and you know where exactly these shops are. But for example, taxi, if you can't capture the taxi, then simply just walk few meters and then you can find another taxi. So it's psychology. And it requires patience when you're looking for it. But when you're not looking for it, then it doesn't require patience. And when you are not looking for it, the trend comes. And that's why I don't look for the trending markets. I mean, when I screen the charts, I look for the trending pairs. But what I mean is that even if I screen the charts and I don't see trades, then simply I walk away. And I come back to the chart a couple of hours later and see if they are there or not. And I do this 3 times per day, every day. And at some point, I find the trending market and simply I take that. So yeah, if you keep looking for a trending market, or if you keep looking for the trading edges, then simply do not look for it. Then it will come to you. So that's like philosophy, but it helps you emotionally a lot. So that's also example like this. So yeah, let's see. Alex says, my all-time favorite K analogy is when price is going into the Kumo, it's like a plane going into the storm. Rough and bumpy, unpredictable. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so Kumo is like the thunderstorm. Kumo is like thunderstorm. So when the market is within the Kumo, that means the airplane and into the thunderstorm, and it becomes very spiky. And that's also a good analogy. And that's why you better stay away when the market's in the Kumo, in higher time frames. Yeah, and let's see. Kush says, I think trading with real money, small account, is better than demo account because you are more invested and your emotions will really come out. Yeah, that's right. So demo account and real account, you have to think separately. For the demo account, if you can trade as if you are trading a real account, that's okay, but most likely it's difficult psychologically. So in the demo account, you just practice. And soon you have to switch to real money. So let's say after you practice 3 months on demo account, then I recommend you to switch to real money and see how it goes. Some people do worse on real money, but sometimes some people do better on real money because they take it more seriously than demo account and the performance gets much better. But until you do it, you never know. So I recommend to do the real trades after the 3 months of demo experience. But that will be after you master your own strategy and backtest. Make sure that you have enough statistics for the proof to take trade real afterwards. And then when you lose for the next 3 months with the real account, then go back to demo account and practice again until you become profitable in the demo account. So yeah, basically no rush. I mean, the life is, not too short. Life is not too short. We can experiment and we practice until we master something. So like myself, I have been trading for the last 8 years and I have been using different strategies. Originally, I was using moving average and price action. I used to use 3 moving averages, 200, 75, and 20, and I was capturing these trending markets and range market. And when it's range, I used to use RSI and Bollinger Bands to capture, buy and sell at the bottom and top in the range. And when it trends, I used to take stochastics and also RSI, and I think it was also I used to use 20 moving average to capture the trading edge. But after that, I switched myself to Ichimoku Kinko Hyo, and it works much better than moving average because Ichimoku gives me more information, more deeper level of market information than moving averages. And ever since I started to use Ichimoku, I feel much more comfortable, and I can exactly capture not only when the market trending, ranging, but also when potentially the market breaks the support or resistance. So, and I start to do so in multiple time frames and look for an entry edge in lower time frames, and then it became very profitable. So like this, I have been changing my strategies many times over the last 8 years. Before moving average, I was using all sorts of indicators, like I was using these paid indicators, custom indicators, and also pivot points and market order levels, heat map, and parabolic SRL. Yeah, many indicators I was using before. But now, after this experience, I now simplify my strategy into Ichimoku and candlesticks only, and it works the best. But if I were using Ichimoku and candlesticks in the first beginning, maybe it wasn't working for me because I didn't have experience in trading. But after these winners and failures in the past, based on my experience, now I use Ichimoku and it works really good for myself. So, and I might be changing my strategy in the future. Most likely I will, because I don't think I will keep using my strategy like this. Especially if I start to trade other markets, maybe I will change the strategy. I will be using Ichimoku, that's for sure, but the way I use Ichimoku might be a bit different because the market is not always the same, so I will minor change my strategies. But yeah, like this, you have to follow your own strategies and be disciplined, but at the same time, you have to be flexible. So the balance is very important. So yeah, let me come back to some other comments now. Thank you for joining everyone on this radio session. Sorry, the camera is not working today, so it's only like voice session today. But thank you for joining everyone on this relaxing Saturday, 20th of November. Right, Gabby says, Master K, do you have some meditation in videos? I don't have the meditation video only, the topic, but yeah, I think this is, I do meditate, yes. Before I take trades, I meditate. If my emotion is not there, then I will just meditate like 5 minutes. Or when I wake up, I do. when I make big decisions, I meditate also. So I don't follow some specific meditation manner, but simply I sit down on a chair in a quiet room and close my eyes for 5 minutes, and that is my meditation. So, but it resets my emotion and mindset, and after I open my eyes, I can make some correct decisions. So, like for example, before I meditate, when I see charts, I see some trends and I see some trading edges, and I'm about to buy. But let's say I close my eyes before I buy only for 2 minutes and open my eyes, and then the candlesticks might be the same, but somehow I don't feel like trading anymore. Because I reset my emotion, I reset my mindset, and I see charts in different angle, and then I start not to trade on that trade. So that also happens. And the other way around happens also. When I don't feel like trading on that market setup, and I close my eyes, open my eyes, and then I want to trade also afterwards. Like it happens also. And not only it resets my emotion mindset, but also after I take a trade, after meditation, I don't regret. That is, I think, the most important part. So yeah, meditation works really for myself. So you can try if you haven't tried it yet. I think if you close your eyes in 5 minutes, I think 5 minutes feels like forever for the first time, for sure. So that will be interesting also. Alex says, yes, before I made Ichimoku Kinko strategy, I traded every other indicator. It feels like, yeah. Oh, Dijayati, this is not my face. This is my previous video's face. But yeah, it's not freezing because today the video is not working. So, but yeah, you can see my face here today, for today. And it says, hello Kay, comparing trading to fishing. I compare it to try to fish in different locations and not every through, and it's a catching one. Exactly. Yeah, that's true. So you don't catch on every throw. Yeah. So myself, out of 10 throw, maybe I catch only twice or 3 times. But I catch big fish, and that's a good win for myself. Instead of catching small fishes 10 times, I prefer to catch big fish out of once or twice out of 10 trades, 10 throws. So that is my strategy. All right, so yeah, I guess I will end the session because it's getting close to like 1 hour now. So once again, sorry that the live stream today, the video was not working, but I hope you enjoyed today's radio session. So yeah, for those who joined here, please press the like button before you leave. That would be great, so that it keeps me going. And I will see you in the next one. For those who are Ichimoku members, I will see you soon. And we're going to cover the chapter 3 of Ichimoku Basic Masterbook today. So please have a great weekend, and I will see you again. So until then, please stay healthy, stay safe, and stay gold. Bye for now. Mata ne. Thank you.